it's not what happens to you that matters. It's really how you respond to it that matters. I think that's the big difference. And I like to give myself the best chance of success. I never say I'm going to succeed, but I like to say that I'm going to do everything possible to succeed.
Welcome. So this is another episode of In the Boardroom with EO US Eastbridge. Today, I am thrilled to be joined by Paul Holstein, one of our past presidents and longtime EO member. So thank you, Paul. Appreciate you being here.
Glad to be here.
Absolutely. So as I've kind of said before, these are just really an opportunity for our members to get to know other members and then also prospective members to get to know us as well. So really appreciate you taking the time to share with us. So just let's go ahead and get started. Can you tell me a little bit about you? Where were you born? Where do you live now? And then we'll get into the rest of it.
Sure. I was born in California way back in 1964, quite a ways back, probably way before most EOers were born. And I currently live in Asheville, North Carolina. I have two houses. I have Asheville, North Carolina, and I have a place in Fort Lauderdale in Las Olas, which I enjoy.
Nice.
That's one of the reasons I'm an EO East Bridge, because of the fact that there were no bridge or no chapters around nearby in Asheville. So we were going to start one, and Global asked us to maybe start a bridge chapter instead. So that's what we did.
Awesome. And tell me about your qualifying business.
My qualifying business was a company called cableorganizer.com. It's a legacy. I'm a legacy member. I sold that company in 2012 and have been investing in real estate ever since then, but that's not exciting. So I've been trying to start new businesses ever since.
Okay, excellent. So you've been taking advantage of our pathways.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Got the Beyond Exit and Beyond Business. I'm in both of those and I enjoy both of those.
Okay, awesome. Tell me about your family.
My family, I've got, I live in Asheville, North Carolina with my wife and my girlfriend, and we're polyamorous. And I've got, between the two of us, we've got 5 girls, and 4 of them are out to college. And my youngest daughter, is still here in Asheville.
Okay, excellent. And so take me on, how long did you say you've been in EO?
I've been in EO for 18 years now.
Okay.
I started in South Florida, and I'm still a dual member of EO South Florida.
Okay. What made you join?
Oh, my wife came to me. We were running the business, and somebody had come in and recruited, and we're talking, and I don't remember who it was, but my wife came to me and said, "Hey, you should probably join this organization. Sounds pretty good, a peer group." And, because when you're starting a business and you're running a business, it's, you don't know who to turn to. And there's a lot of people who don't understand what you're doing, and some people you don't want to talk to about things. So they don't understand sometimes. If you lost $100,000 today, sometimes they're like, "Oh yeah, I can't pay my rent," So I understand it's a good place to be where people can understand your pains and also your gains as well.
Okay. Excellent. Thanks. So tell me about a book that's had an impact on you. It can be personal or professional.
I think that Habits, the book by, was it James Clear? I think that one is unbelievable. I use it all the time, reducing friction, trying to develop good habits, and it's been fantastic.
Okay. Excellent. So what's one thing that you're currently looking forward to?
I am looking forward to a train trip from Chicago, Illinois to Los Angeles, and we're going to be stopping in the Grand Canyon. So the 3 of us are hopping on a train, and we're going to spend 3 nights on the train and 3 nights in the Grand Canyon and check out Chicago. And my daughter's in Los Angeles, so we'll be seeing her there. So looking forward to that. That's next month.
That's awesome. So do you spend the entire time on the train? Do you get off at all and spend? It sounds like you've got a couple stops, but
the first 2 days are in the train, 2 nights on the train. Then we stop in the Grand Canyon, and we'll spend a few days in the Grand Canyon, and then get back on the train one more night and over to Los Angeles.
Very cool.
Yeah, I've done it once before, and you'd be amazed the interesting people you meet on a train. So it's a little bit like Rain Man when you're on there, but it's fun.
Awesome. So with that being said, what's one thing that's keeping you up at night right now?
I would say I'm working on a couple projects. I've got one called Weatherware, which is an app for how to dress for the weather. I'm working on some legal applications helping attorneys with AI, helping them manage their business. And that's called Legal Flow. And that what keeps me up at night is getting my managing partner, lawyer partner to respond. And because he's billing out at $900 an hour, it's very difficult to work with somebody. We're used to being entrepreneurs and we have our own time, but attorneys, they don't own their time. So it's keeping me up at night is trying to get a hold of him to make sure that we're on track.
Okay. All right. So what's one thing that you've done, doesn't have to be recently necessarily, or you've implemented in your life that's like made life easier?
I would say the thing that makes my life easier is vibe coding. Vibe coding. I have started vibe coding. And what's interesting about that is I never thought of myself as a developer. When I did weatherware, I did not code, didn't know anything about coding. But now I've learned about this vibe coding, Cloud Code, and I'm writing my own apps. And I found that to be tremendously useful. Even though I'm not developing, it tells me what's possible. So when I do work with developers, I know what is possible now. And I can offer some constructive ideas on what direction to go to get things to happen. So it's been really very useful.
Huh. That's fascinating. And so did you self-teach? Are you self-taught on how to do it?
I did. And that's the best way to get started is just go on YouTube and look up vibe coding and follow some of those tutorials. And I've just been doing it and progressively getting better and better at it. And it's not mindless coding. It's just I don't know how to code, but it's very thoughtful. At least I know how to direct it.
Okay. All right. What's one thing you would tell your 18-year-old self?
I think it would be that it's not what happens to you that matters. It's really how you respond to it that matters. I think that's the big difference. And I like to give myself the best chance of success. I never say I'm going to succeed, but I like to say that I'm going to do everything possible to succeed. I think that's a big difference in mentality.
I love that. Love that. All right. So you're on a deserted island. What is the skill that you bring to the team?
A skill. I'm a jack of all trades, but I'm actually a woodworker too. So I'll be the guy who's going to build all the furniture with the bamboo and the maybe the raft and all those kind of things. Hopefully, it's bamboo on this island. I'm not sure. I think I'll find us some tools. I'm going to be the Gilligan's Island. I'll be the professor and I'll set up everything on the island.
I love that. I love that. That's awesome. So this is my typical dinner conversation question. So we're sitting here 1 year from today. What are we celebrating?
What do we celebrate? Hopefully, we'll be celebrating the launch of Legal Flow, and it's going to be a revolutionary way for attorneys to run their practices.
What makes it different?
It is a new way of looking at documents, and it's the big problem in law right now has been that attorneys are responsible for the work product, and AI wants to be responsible for the work product. So, how do you make the attorneys the human in the loop in a user-friendly way so that the attorney is 100% responsible and is not subject to malpractice because they've reviewed the documents, they've done the work, they've just used AI as a second set of eyes.
Huh. Fascinating. Awesome. All right. Well, anything else that you want to share with our EO chapter? I'm really enjoying these conversations because I'm getting to know people that I haven't been able to spend a lot of time with. So I think that's the benefit of being able to do it virtually and people being able to listen. So one last thought for the chapter.
Well, two last thoughts. First thing is, if anybody has not joined the board or is not asked to get involved, I would highly recommend our members who are just sitting on the sidelines to say, if they're sitting on the sidelines, is go ahead and get involved. Ask about board positions if you're at all interested. It's fascinating. It's wonderful being on the board. And then the second thing is enjoy the pathways. I've been really thrilled with the new pathways, and I can see this being a really good solution for people who want to specialize in one area and take a deep dive in certain places.
Awesome. Great feedback. Well, thanks so much for taking time today. I look forward to seeing you in person at sometime soon, I'm sure. But really appreciate you sharing your thoughts. And one more episode of In the U.S. East Bridge Boardroom. So thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Laura.
All right. Have a great day.